Coach, welcome to HSBN Media Days. Good to see you.
Thank you for having us.
And can you please introduce yourself and who you have next to you
Yes,
today?
yes. I am Coach Coates, obviously from Royal Palm Beach High School. Right next to me is Michael Wall, one of our starting pitchers. He also plays outfield and first base. Next to Michael is Shay Dockin, starting pitcher and our shortstop. And next to Shay is our pitching coach, Coach Malik Brown, who's starting with us this year. Fantastic addition, by the way. Behind me right here is Shane Causey. And to the left of Shane is Ray Rojas.
Excellent. Well, good to see everyone here. So, Coach, the team has finished right around the 500 last 2 seasons. Is this year they're going to take the next step forward?
I hope so, and I think so. I mean, I was going to say I say this every year, but it's a different feel this year. We're not deep, but I think at each position, I think we have talent. And right now, we're not even 100% healthy. So I think about second, third week of the season, we should have everybody back, and we should be extremely solid. I just feel that way. Whether we perform, I don't know. I know we're going to try to put them in the best possible position to win ball games and play well. And I think if we do that, I think they'll have success because we do have talent.
Excellent. So some seasons Royal Palm is dominant on the mound. Others, they're led by the offense. What sort of team are you this season, Coach?
I think we have quite a few good throwers. I think we can be defensive, and I think we can be offensive. But what I don't want to do is make the same mistake I did last year. I think I spent too much time on offense, and we ended up getting no hit at the end of the season. So I thought, you know what, maybe we need to make sure, and we lost by an error basically. I think we need to make sure we pitch and that we play defense and we grow as hitters from beginning to end. But I think the defense and the pitching has to be a priority from beginning to end. I'm just trying to balance it out. I'm an outfielder back in the day, and I was a hitter, so I tend to spend too much time on that. So I'm trying to balance it out so that we can have a little bit more success, from beginning to end, if that makes sense.
And part of that, you brought in a new pitching coach. Let's talk to you. Tell us about pitching here.
Yeah, so I'm actually a former Division I pitcher. I pitched over at LaSalle for a couple of years before getting injured. I'm just excited to get going. We hit the ground running. We got, like Coach said, we have a lot of good arms, I feel. And yeah, I'm just excited to get going and share my experiences and, the little things that I know that help me grow, not only on the field but off the field as well. Yeah, I'm just ready to get going and develop these good group of guys that we have and look forward to a good season coming up.
Excellent. So, Coach, are there any position battles for starting roles here?
A bunch. And like I said, we had some guys injured, and the guys were looking around and they're like, okay, this is who's here. And I'm like, no, we have more guys coming. So there's a lot of competition. In the outfield, we have a lot of competition. We also have some competition at first. Some of our positions that are set, third, short, second to a degree, we also have to establish our catching as far as right now. We always start a certain way, and then guys either show us they can handle it or they can't, and we have to make adjustments. But right now, we have to figure out, we have an idea, we have to figure out who is going to start, who's going to relieve, and who's going to close. Because for us, we have a unique situation where we don't have a lot of numbers. We have talented guys, but we're not super deep. So 9 out of 10 guys, if they pitch, they got to play a position. So we have to manage that. Myself, Malik has brought a whole lot of information, a whole lot of help. He has ideas, I have ideas, and then we're going to try to come together with that so that we can set ourselves to have success. But we have that unique issue where we have to figure out how to navigate the season with pitchers that play a position. Like Shay pitches and plays short. So either we got to find someone to play short behind him, if we maybe move him to first after he's pitched a few innings, or figure out how do we work him to where he can go to short after pitching a few innings. We've got to work that out. So hopefully I answered your question.
You did.
I kind of rambled.
That's fine. So let's talk to the players. Tell me about this team this year. Tell me about the dynamics, the energy level. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, the energy on the field, it's definitely different than the last couple of years, but doesn't seem totally off. I feel like it actually can get to where it has been, or like even higher than the energy has been the last few years.
How are you motivating yourself and your teammates? Are you guys some of the? You can answer that if you want.
I like to set a standard and be a leader for my team and make them work as hard just by putting what I show out on the field.
And for you guys in the back, how's it been so far?
I feel like communication is a strong part of us,
Mm-hmm.
talking to each other and being able to help each other out and show each other new things that we might not have learned before.
For you?
I think there's a great energy from compared to last year. This is my second year in Royal Palm, and I think 10 to the new coaches, it has been way better, way improvement, and it's gonna get better.
Excellent. So you have a lot of road games near the end of the season, Coach. Was that intentional? And either way, how do you use that as an advantage heading into district playoffs?
That's a good question. I'm honestly, as I was making the schedule, I don't remember. What happens is, we kind of alternate, and then if, year to year, and then if it doesn't work, we just try to get it in. That's the end result. So in hindsight, I want to say it just happened that way. Honestly, it makes it easier for me, less field prep. But also we were doing JV at the same time, so we have to work that out. How it will help us? I don't know. Maybe build a little toughness, because it's harder to go on the road than playing at home. Some crowds in certain places are a little bit tougher. So, kind of build some toughness for the boys, and they just have to adjust to the travel and academics. So, and in the end, and most times you're going to have to travel somewhere for districts anyway, because, you have 6 or 7 teams, and it's usually at one site every, a different site every year. So.
And for the players, are there certain schools that you're looking forward to going up against this year? The seniors, talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, there's a lot of people I can't wait to go up against, like Seminole Ridge. Hopefully we'll see Martin County at some point. I just want to be able to pitch against them and show out and try our best.
Excellent.
Yeah, kind of the same as him, Ridge, Martin County. Definitely looking forward to Cardinal Newman.
Yeah.
And then Port Vista right after that.
All right. Hey, why not? That's good. And so, Coach, talk to me about the goals for the season.
Honestly, I've yet to set goals. As far as just writing, it's sad. I'm a teacher and I tell students you need to set goals, but as I go through in my head, I take that back. One goal that I have had in my head, and this is probably not feasible, it's probably going to drive me crazy, is that to try to do everything. Try to make sure that we're getting our defensive work in, and not just team defense, individual work, because all of them need individual work. And I stress to them all the time, guys, spring training, these guys go for 6 weeks. They practice in the morning, they play in the afternoon. It's a very difficult game, and I'm trying to give them as many reps as possible. So offense, defense, hitting. The hitting piece takes so much time, and I told myself I was going to just, if it happens, it happens. But now in the season, I'm like, man, I don't want to do that. I want to make sure we hit as much as we get our defensive work in. So that's the main goal in my head right now that I've been dealing with all the way coming up through, beginning of the season is, especially lately, because I don't think we've got as much done as we should have. But as we move on, my goal is to just make sure we get better at everything and we work on everything. Because if we don't, I just don't think we'll have success at the end when we get to the district tournament.
And for the players, I'm looking for, if you want to share goals for your team or for yourself out there this year, each player. Who wants to answer?
This should be easy. We actually had them write down goals. So.
Oh, did you? Oh, great.
Yeah,
So
go ahead.
share them with you. I'll start out with them.
Normally I'm a pitcher, but this is going to be my first year catching for high school.
Okay.
And it's a major adjustment for me. So I try and work on just the simple stuff, getting into the mechanics of it, like throwdowns, drop blocking, all that, and just hope to get better over time.
Excellent. And for you?
Yeah, I mostly pitch, and last few years I want to keep my ERA down more. I think last year I finished a 2.3 or something like that. My goal is to keep it either below a 1.5 or even close to a 1 itself.
That's great. Your goals?
Yeah, I've never really walked that many batters, but I feel like the main point in our season is to walk as many or not walk as many as possible, and because walks lead to runs, and I want to keep my ERA as low as possible. But I feel like a big part of our season is going to be the way our bats are going to go, and I want my ERA to be, or not ERA, my on base percentage to be at least 350 or higher.
And for you, your goals?
I want to get better every day in the infield. Got a lot to work in. Got to get better in the hitting. But for us seniors, just get better for the next level that is coming and just prepare.
And you were saying you had them write down their goals.
Yeah,
because-
so we
tell us about that.
right. A lot. Personally, a big part of what I want to do is get these guys ready, not just for the next level of baseball, but for the next level of life. And Coach Coates really stresses that a lot in practice. And part of that is goal setting. You know, you have to write down goals in order to be able to see what you want to achieve and how you can attain those goals. So prior to our first preseason game, I had all the guys write down 3 goals that they had for the season and hand them in to me. And that's just, just my way of them realizing, okay, I put it down on paper. This is what I want to do. Now, how can I achieve these goals? And at the end of the year, they're going to look at their goals and say, okay, did I hit these goals? And what do I do? What do I have to do to hit them next year? Or if you're a sophomore next year, junior next year. So a big part of that was just getting them ready for life in general. Because if you don't have goals, then, you don't have a direction to go towards. So that's
goals both off and on the field.
Right.
Is
Yes.
what you're looking at.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Coach. Closing remarks.
Well, I just, I'm optimistic. I think I do think we have a lot to work on, but I try to. They know this. I tend to get crazy with things because I'm trying to do. We're trying as a staff, as players, we're trying to do a little too much at once. So I always try to remember that our goal is to be the best team possible for that at the beginning of the district tournament. And so that's kind of where I'm at. Let's just not lose our minds, or let me not lose my mind, and just make sure that we're just moving forward day by day, and getting better day by day, so that come that first district tournament game, we're the best team we can be, because nothing else matters, because we can play a great ball game and still lose, or we can play a terrible ball game and still win, but the goal is to make sure we put our best product on the field, and so that at least we give ourselves the best chance to win. And that's all we can do, and we just leave it there. We just keep it moving after that.
Exactly. Well, good. Well, thank you so much for coming out today and for your support, and we wish you the best of luck your season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.